Hi guys, it's Steve from Vintage Classic 71. This week I'm going to show you some 1970, 71, 72 Topps baseball. But before I do, I want to start off by saying I just got it today. In fact, I know I push this a lot because I think as a vintage collector, not so much for the prices, but for the stories that are in here and the information on numerous vintage oddball sets, regular issues, whatever, is the Beckett's Vintage Collector. This is the newest one that came out. I believe it came out today. It's got Willie Mays on the cover. Outstanding magazine. I mean, I use this all the time for stories, different things. Like I said, it does have prices in the back, but you can get more accurate ones by comping them through eBay and other sources. But it is a great magazine. It comes out every other month, so 6 issues a year. It's cheaper to subscribe to it. The newsstand price is $13 an issue. I believe the subscription price is like $39 or $40 for the year. So if you don't subscribe to it, I highly recommend you maybe pick up a copy and read it and see if you like it. But it has a lot of good information in it. All right. Just a couple recent pickups came in on Friday. I got a 1961 Topps Warren Spahn. It's a nice looking card. Off-centered, but it's nice in both the front and the back. Yeah, as you guys know, the all-time winningest left-handed pitcher. Then I bought I bought 4 Hostess Wonder Bread football cards from 1974. I remember having these as a kid. I have most of everything I have from when I was a kid survived. When I went in the military, my mom didn't throw them away. But for some reason, I can't find a few things in the Wonder Bread football cards. Were a few. I used to have a stack of maybe 10 or 15 of them. But I did purchase 4 of them. The first one is a 1974 one. It's a Paul Warfield from the Miami Dolphins. And you got also from Miami Dolphins, Larry Zonka. From the New England Patriots, you got Jim Plunkett. The back of them had obviously their stats and a little storyline, but it had how to do different plays, whether it be throwing the ball, running the ball, whatever. There's a little picture on there. Like I said, they were put up by Wonder Bread. And the last one is Bob Griese, the great Dolphins quarterback, Hall of Famer. All right. Okay, now we can get into the main cards I have to show today, and we're going to start off with some 1970 Topps. I'm going to put them over here. I tend to knock things over here when I do this, so I'm trying to make myself enough space. All right, the first one is going to be a Johnny Bench. It's an All-Star card. Next up, you got from the Minnesota Twins, Harmon Killebrew. Pretty much all these guys are in the Hall of Fame, so I'm not going to say Hall of Famer, but for the most part, not every one of them, but most of them are Hall of Famers. Next, from the Chicago White Sox, you get Louis Aparicio. From the Phillies, pitcher Jim Bunning. Also, I think he was also a congressman or something like that. I believe he represented Kentucky. But that's Jim Bunning. Next, from the Chicago Cubs, you got Ron Santo. From the Dodgers, Don Sutton. Also from the Cubs, Ron Santos All-Star. These are nice cards. Like I said, I like the way they're set up. The back, well, I got an inventory sticker on here, but the back is blue and gold. But really nice looking cards. That's actually the year that my grandmother got me started when I was 7 years old. 1970, she bought me a few packs, and that got me hooked on this. So that's the year I started. So I always have a special spot in my heart for the 70 Topps baseball. All right, next is the National League batting leaders. You got Pete Rose, Roberto Clemente, and Cleon Jones on there. So you got one Hall of Famer and one should-be Hall of Famer on there. Of course, the great Roberto Clemente is one of my personal favorites. It's part of my personal collections. I have a lot of Clemente cards. Another league leader, you got the National League pitching leaders. On this one, you got 4 Hall of Famers on this card, which is unusual. You got Tom Seaver, Phil Niekro, Fergie Jenkins, and Juan Marichal. Like I told you guys before in one of my past videos, a cheap way to get cards depicting a lot of Hall of Famers is the league leader cards. You know, if you don't necessarily have the money to go out and buy a expensive card of theirs, you can pick these up relatively cheap, a lot cheaper, I should say, than what the regular issue cards are for the most part. But that's one right there. Then from the Cardinals, you get Red Schoendienst. Great ball player and later a great manager. All right, from the Cincinnati Reds, Tony Perez. Tony Perez did my Red Sox in a 75 World Series off of Bill Lee when Lee threw that eephus pitch to him one too many times. And Tony Perez got a hold of one. But, all right, from the Mets. And this one is the manager, Gil Hodges. Also a great ball player. Yeah, right, from the Pittsburgh Pirates, Bill Mazeroski, most famous for that 1960 World Series home run against the New York Yankees. The heavily favored Yankees, the Pirates managed to pull that off, so he was a hero in that, which I think greatly helped his Hall of Fame candidacy. But his next one is Seattle Pilots, short-lived. They weren't around very long. I think 2 seasons they lasted. I actually have a bobblehead doll of Gorman Thomas. Gorman Thomas was the first draft pick of the Seattle Pilots. It's on the shelf behind me. I think it's over my left shoulder. So that's just something neat I wanted to have. So next is Frank Robinson. Won the MVP in both the American League and the National League. I believe that Shohei Ohtani might be the next one to do it. I think Frank Robinson's the only one to do it. Ohtani will be more than likely a good chance of being next. All right, then you got Pete Rose, the all-time hit leader. I don't know if you guys watched on Netflix the series on Pete Rose. I think there's 3 or 4 episodes. Great ball player, not a nice person when you listen to him talk. He's kind of rough around the edges, but I think he should be in the Hall of Fame, most definitely. All right, from the Baltimore Orioles, Brooks Robinson. And you got from the Pittsburgh Pirates, you got Uli Stargell, Pops, the nickname. Pirates had a very formidable lineup in those days with Clemente and Stargell and Al Oliver and just the whole lineup that they could play. Yeah, as you guys all know, the first to have all 9 ball players, black ball players, all 9 of them starting at one time. So, next up from the St. Louis Cardinals, the great Bob Gibson. You know you're great when you're one of the main reasons they changed the height of the pitching mound, and that was partly because of Bob Gibson. All right, and also from the Cardinals in this picture, anyways, Steve Carlton. Later went to greater fame with the Philadelphia Phillies. For the Baltimore Orioles, Jim Palmer. Chicago Cubs, Billy Williams. Often I think got overlooked because of the next guy I want to show you from the Cubs, Ernie Banks. Of course, it's easy to get overlooked when you're playing with Ernie Banks. All right, from the San Francisco Giants, Gaylord Perry. From the Boston Red Sox, Carl Yastrzemski. Grew up as a kid watching him. Not old enough to see Ted Williams play, so my days being a Red Sox fan started with Yastrzemski. I was only 4 years old in '67, so I really don't remember that team too well. But the team starting in the '70s, I was a big fan of. '75 Red Sox. All right, next up from the Cardinals, you got Joe Torre. Mr. Rose again, Pete Rose. I mean, there's no denying that he should be in the Hall of Fame based on his stats, along with Shoeless Joe Jackson. Do I think eventually he'll get in? I think eventually when he passes away, they'll vote him in. But he's been on that ban list now for over 30 years. So I think, maybe it's time to take a look at him and Shoeless Joe Jackson. Jackson, as you guys know, for the White Sox through the World Series, but he was illiterate, couldn't read or write, so he just made an X. But he did take the money, supposedly, and didn't say anything. So that's what did him in. But I think eventually, not eventually, I think they should be in now. They've served their penance. They've been on there for 30 plus years. Well, Shoeless Joe's been on there 100 years, but Pete Rose is 30 years. So, all right, the big guy next from the Washington Senators, Frank Howard. From the Cleveland Indians, Vader Pinson. Sorry if this video might be a little long because I got quite a few still to show you. This is going to be one of the longer videos I make, but I try to keep them at 20 minutes for the most part. All right, next from the San Francisco Giants, you got Bobby Bonds, Barry Bonds' father. Great ball player himself. Local great hero. I think he would have had one hell of a career had he not been beaned and pretty much ended his career. But the great Tony Conigliaro, Tony C. Local kid, grew up with Red Sox fan. Got beamed in the eye. I want to say it was Jack Hamilton, I think, might have hit him. I'm not sure on that, so don't hold me to it, but I believe that's who the pitcher was that hit him. Next, you got the Dodgers rookie stars. You got Bill Buckner on there. Poor Bill. The fans up here rode him real hard. They eventually forgave him, but he should have been taken out. John McNamara, the manager, should have brought Dave Stapleton in. He'd been doing it all year long as a defensive replacement at first, late in the game. But unfortunately, in the '86 World Series, didn't do that. And you guys know what happened after that with Mookie Wilson. So, all right, next up is from the Minnesota Twins, the great Rod Carew. All right. Then we got Jim Kaat from the Minnesota Twins. Great fielding pitcher. Won numerous Gold Gloves. From St. Louis Cardinals, Lou Brock. From the Oakland Athletics, Reggie Jackson. Before his big days with the Yankees. Next up is Rich Allen, Dick Allen, a lot of people call him, from the Cardinals here. Played for the Phillies, played for the White Sox, a number of teams. Dodgers. That's a guy also I feel should be in the Hall of Fame. There's a few guys I'm probably going to show you today that, in my opinion, deserve to be Hall of Famers. He's one of them. Next is the Oakland A's rookie stars. You got Vida Blue and Gene Tenace. Two key players in their outstanding early 1970s World Series teams. I think the glare is a little bit better now. I switched. I used to do them like this before, shooting straight at me, as opposed to lately I've been shooting from the side. It seems like the glare is not as bad, so just hope you guys, if it is by all means worse, let me know so I can continue to try to make my arrangements here. Maybe I got to aim a different way or something, I don't know. All right, next from the Dodgers, get manager Walter Alston. Can't talk. Great manager. Here's Thurman Munson's rookie card from New York Yankees, Thurman Munson. All right, from the Chicago Cubs, Hoyt Wilhelm. Outstanding pitcher, Hall of Famer. All right, now we go to 1971. Only took me 14 and a half minutes to get through 1970. Probably about halfway through. All right, next you got the National League strikeout leaders, and you have three Hall of Famers. You got Tom Seaver, Bob Gibson, and Fergie Jenkins. Another, like I said, card loaded with Hall of Famers on it. Burt Blyleven's rookie card from the Twins. From the Braves, Atlanta Braves, Phil Niekro, the knuckleball pitcher. From the San Francisco Giants, Willie McCovey. Also from the Giants, Gaylord Perry. From Chicago Cubs, Ron Santo. Ron, as you guys know, was diabetic and died young. Outstanding third baseman, though. All right, next up from the Oakland Athletics, you got the manager, Dick Williams. Also was the manager of our 67 Red Sox. Impossible Dream Team. I usually have my fan going. If you keep seeing me, it's because even though I'm downstairs in my basement, it tends to be cooler. For some reason, it's a little hot in here today. But I don't want to turn the fan on because it kind of, as it is, my voice isn't too good for my medication I'm taking, so I don't want to kill the sound at all. But next up from the Giants, Juan Marichal. From the Minnesota Twins, Tony Oliva. From Chicago Cubs, you got Fergie Jenkins. You think with all the talent the Cubs had, they had Billy Williams, Hall of Famer, Ernie Banks, Hall of Famer, Ron Santo, Hall of Famer, Ferguson Jenkins, Hall of Famer, Don Kessinger, great ball player, Randy Hundley behind the plate. You think that they would have, unfortunately, that they would have won more, both in the National League pennant and to get to the World Series. Just never seemed to happen for them. But Fergie Jenkins was a key player for those guys. All right, next from the Boston Red Sox, Yastrzemski, Carl Yastrzemski, yes. From the Detroit Tigers, Al Kaline. From the St. Louis Cardinals, this is his rookie card, Ted Simmons, catcher. I was glad to see him go in the Hall of Fame. He's one of those guys for a long time I thought should be in there, so I'm glad he got in. All right, from the Oakland Athletics, Reggie Jackson. I love those uniforms, the yellow and green, that combination with the pants and everything. Of course, if my wife was here, she'd tell you I'm a green, yellow, and red are my favorite colors, but I always like the Oakland A's colors. All right, from the Minnesota Twins, Rod Carew. From the Mets, Gil Hodges again. From the Minnesota Twins, Jim Kaat. I love that stance. A lot of in the 70s, especially the early 70s, a lot of pitchers on their cards were depicted in that pitching stance, kind of like a follow through when he's just throwing the ball. Obviously not me, but from the Oakland Athletics, you got Joe Rudi, first baseman, outfielder. Love the action shots in the 70s too. There'll be a few coming up here. The rookie stars of the Phillies, you got Greg Luzinski, the Bull, right there on the top. Big Polish guy with a lot of power. Big forearms. And here's an action shot of a guy who should be in Hall of Fame, excuse me. Great pitcher, Tommy John, with the White Sox here. Told you I had a few guys I was gonna lobby for in here. He's one of them. All right, from the Oakland Athletics, shortstop Bert Campaneris. Campy. All right, here's the Washington Senators team. The last year of the Senators being like this, the following year in '72 set to the Texas Rangers. You got a picture of Ted Williams on there as the manager. Speaking of managers, from the Detroit Tigers, Billy Martin. He hadn't had his little tenure with George Steinbrenner yet at this point. It was early in his career as a manager. Started with the Twins, so He hadn't gone to the Yankees yet. Here's another guy from the Detroit Tigers who I feel should be considered for the Hall of Fame, and that's Mickey Lolich. This card's got a little imperfection on there on the top, right above the word pitcher. I eventually got to upgrade this to a better card, but that's Mickey Lolich. Another guy should be in the Hall of Fame, in my opinion, the great El Tiante, Louis Tiant. He's loved in Boston, still lives around here, does a lot of appearances. Great pitcher, though. Everybody knows the famous thing when they look over his shoulder and come over. The trademark. Every ball player, for the most part, has something that they're always be remembered for. Joe Morgan with the pump on his shoulder. Yastrzemski used to have the bat up high. I'm sure if you guys have a million that I'm forgetting, but those are just some of the ones that stick out in your mind. All right, next is the great shortstop. It's a rookie card from the Reds, Davey Concepcion. From the St. Louis Cardinals, the manager, Red Shondies. Thurman Munson, this is his second year card. Another one of those ones I love, the action shot. Making a play at the plate. You got the old Topps 1970 All-Star, the old Rookie Cup. If you look at the new ones nowadays, I don't know if I have one here. Let me see. I got some. I'm mainly vintage, like I tell you guys, but I did buy some 2024 cards the other day, a few packs of them. I got some here. I don't know if any of them have the trophy on there. No, I don't have any in front of me either. Well, anyways, the trophy now. Oh, here it is. Of all people, I should burn this one. Wander Franco. If you notice the trophy here, the cup here, in the corner there, it's much smaller. And then you look at the one with Munson. This is the old vintage. I like the way the old one looked. Yeah, this guy here, he turned out to be a real loser. I got about 10 of his cards. I got to do something with them. All right, next from the Pittsburgh Pirates, Willie Stargell. I shouldn't say loser. I don't want to offend anybody. Not the best person, role model or anything else for what he did. So next, Cleveland Indians, Vader Pinson, great action shot. Just crossed the plate. All the dust flying up in the air. All right, that's all the 71s. Now we got a stack of 72s to get through. First up will be the NL home run leaders. You got Willie Stargell, Hank Aaron, and Lee May. You get the NL pitching leaders. You got Fergie Jenkins, Steve Carlton, Al Downey, and Tom Seaver. Hopefully you can't see that notification. I do fantasy baseball and football, and I got a little thing that flashes on there, fantasy notification from Yahoo. I don't know if it shows up in the video or not, but if it did, I apologize for that. Next from the Dodgers, manager Walter Alston. '72 is a very colorful set. Pretty much indicative of the times, the early 70s. Oh, I'm sorry. Another one of them should be Hall of Famer from the Dodgers, Tommy John. The psychedelic colors, the more colorful cards. The backs. 72 is a really nice set. From the Giants, Bobby Bonds. And you got rookie stars, ALNL. This is Ron Cey, the Penguin, and Ben Oglivie are in there. Ron Cey, great third baseman for the Dodgers. He's in the middle right there. All right. Another one, 72 rookie stars from the Orioles. This is Don Baylor's rookie card. Also pictures Johnny Oates, had a good career, both as a player and a manager. Don Baylor was a great player. I'm not sure about a Hall of Famer, but a great, great ball player. Here's Burt Blyleven's second year card. Then you got Juan Marichal from the Giants. And you got Tony Perez from Cincinnati Reds. You got the 1971 American League RBI leaders. You got Harmon Killebrew, Frank Robinson, and Reggie Smith from the Red Sox. All right, then you got Hank Aaron in action, badly off-centered, but still a nice card. Then you got Hank Aaron's regular issue card, again off-centered. 72 is notorious for the cutting. The way they're a lot of them are off-center. Here's the great Roberto Clemente, one of my favorites. There's a few guys that I collect, and he's one of them. That I target, I should say. I collect everything vintage, but I target these guys. There's Clemente in action. And here's Roberto Clemente's regular issue card from 72. Tossing a baseball up in the air. All right. And you got Thurman Munson, his third year card. You got Thurman Munson in action. Trying to speed up a little bit, so I'll keep this video relatively short. Carl Yastrzemski, Boston Red Sox. Pete Rose in action. Nice picture of him coming up to the plate. Dave King Kong Kingman. It's his rookie card with the Giants. Guy hit some monster home runs, I tell you that much. Couldn't hit for average, but he sure had a lot of power. Played for a number of teams, too. Here's Harmon Killebrew in action. All right. Next up, from the Pirates, Al Oliver. As I've told you in the other videos, you know I'm a diehard Boston everything team, Red Sox. But the National League, my team was the Pirates. Always liked them as a kid. All right, from the Dodgers, Maury Wills. He doesn't have a lot of Topps cards due to a contractual disagreement or something. I forget what it was. I'm not saying he doesn't have any, but he doesn't have what you'd think he'd have for the length of his career. All right, next up from the Tigers, Mickey Lolich. From the Houston Astros, more known for the Reds, but here's Joe Morgan. He got traded that year. All right, just a handful more. Try to keep it under 30 minutes. From the Braves, Orlando Cepeda. Orlando just passed away recently. From the Cincinnati Reds, the greatest catcher of all time, Johnny Bench. In my opinion, anyways. All right. For the Baltimore Orioles, Jim Palmer. Reggie Jackson in action. From the New York Mets, Tom Seaver, badly miscut. Like 90-10 to one side. Still love him. I love all my cards. Like I've told you guys before, I have sold cards. I got a good friend, Caesar. In fact, Caesar, he's been on me for not made a video in a couple weeks. This video hopefully makes up for not having the last two, so this one ran long. But Caesar's a great friend of mine, and he's just a good guy. He's one of the guys I have traded, and I have sold cards. Only one person, pretty much all the years, and that's to him. And I only sell the cards I have more than two of. So, and then I turn around, take that money, and buy cards I don't have any of guys that I'm looking to get. So, here's Boog Powell, Baltimore Orioles. So this shout outs to you, Caesar. I'm sure I'm going to hear about that one. From the Texas Rangers, Denny McLain. You know, it's funny, Caesar and I met through Facebook Marketplace, and since then have become good friends. Had him come over, but he's a big collector too. Collects a lot of hockey. Been getting a lot of baseball now. He's got a really nice hockey collection, nice autograph pictures and stuff like that. Maybe I can talk him into one day making a guest appearance on my show here. All right, from the Detroit Tigers, Al Kaline. From the Oakland Athletics, Catfish Hunter. From the Cleveland Indians, Gaylord Perry. Cincinnati Reds manager, Sparky Anderson. From the Boston Red Sox, shortstop Louis Aparicio. Oops, looks like I lied. I already went over 30 minutes. From the Giants, Willie McCovey. Baltimore Orioles, Brooks Robinson. Texas Rangers, Ted Williams. Like I said, this is the first year of the Rangers. Hence the hat that Ted Williams is wearing there is just a plain red hat, no insignia on there. Detroit Tigers catcher, Bill Freehan. Great catcher himself. Cleveland Indians, Chris Chambliss. There's the rookie trophy again. Better known for the playing with the Yankees. But Chambliss came up with the Indians. 1972 rookie stars for the Dodgers. You got Charlie Huff, Bob O'Brien, and Mike Strahler. Charlie Huff's the main man on there. And the last one, believe it or not, Willie Stargell in action. All right. Well, we managed to get through the 70, 71, and 72. Luckily, I only grabbed a handful of each, but I really appreciate you guys watching. I want to say a shout out to my good friend Tony Adamski. He's making me some little wood individual holders that hold graded cards and stuff. I know a lot of you guys on different sites have purchased them or made them. I'm not good with wood. Tony does an unbelievable job. Very meticulous and particular on how things look. So I'm anxious to see what those look like. He's going to make them for me, and I'm going to stain them when I get them. I think he's going to make 3 or 4 of them for me. So I'll definitely show you those when they come in. Like I said, Tony's one of my great friends. He's the guy that gave me the old magazines that I showed in one of my previous shows a while back. So, but I just want to say thank you again to everybody that watches me. I've made some good friends through this, and I got some good support. Another one I don't know him personally, but I really enjoy is Big Scott 35. Seems like a really nice guy. I'd love to have a chance to talk to him someday, but I enjoy watching his. But like I said, I put anything you guys put out there. If it's vintage cards related, I tend to watch it. So, but with that, hope you keep on collecting. It's Monday as usual. I always shoot them on Mondays. You guys know that. So hope you have a good rest of your week. May God bless you and your family. And thank you again for watching. Take care till next week. Bye.